Alright guys, before we get started, as always, if I did not answer someone's question, that usually means it was likely marked as spam, or didn't show up at all on my, on the whole list, so I do apologize for that. Also, you may have noticed this new icon here. You may have, noticed this new icon. This is courtesy of Kaiju Noir and Super DM64, and another friend of Kaiju Noir's whose name escapes me. So, all three of them, thank you so much, this is so cool. I love this new little icon. You'll probably be seeing it more, rather than a black empty void with white letters. Something to look at, even though, you guys mostly come from most of you guys just know that I just talk. There's not really a lot of animation here. Animator I am not. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get into the DBZ Q&A. Starting off with Robert Avram, who asks, if you collect... Oh, wait. Apparently you and Andre Partridge got into a little tiff about this, so I'll answer this question when I get to Andre, but I'll get to your second question. What songs would each Dragon Ball Z Warriors listen to? I'm going to go by genre, because songs would take too long. Genre, I think Goku would listen to something very... I think he would be a... He seems like a Dead Kennedys fan, as well as They Might Be Giants and Weird Al. I would imagine that would be on Goku's playlist. Vegeta would just have a lot of big heavy metal songs here and there, and a lot of stuff to train to. Also, for some reason, I also just imagine him with Macho Man, and for Bulma, I imagine I'm Too Sexy, because she's playing that song while watching Vegeta train. That's M-rated fanfiction material right there, fanfiction writers. Go do it. Also, I imagine that would be on Vegeta's playlist, too. Piccolo, calming sitar music, Gohan, seems like a Linkin Park fan. Krillin, who gives a fuck about Krillin and Yamcha's playlist? Anyway, so there you go. Just to name a few, there you go. So anyway. Your final question is, which is your favorite DBZ power technique and martial arts on a whole, in the whole series? I would have to say, my favorite technique is the, I don't know, Kamehameha. Everyone loves the Kamehameha. My favorite is, I just love the death ball that Frieza and Cooler can do. Just one little finger can blow up a planet. I always thought that was kind of like I thought that was so cool. And Vegeta's final flash, always liked the final flash, and the Gallic gun. So there you go. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Robert. Moving on now to Marquise Rogers. Excuse me. You think Gohan could have been the strongest warrior if he kept doing his training? Yeah, and if Akira Toriyama made him the main character like he wanted to do, had not fans demanded Goku's resurrection. So, yeah, he could have been. Alright. Second question. Are you looking forward to the new DBZ movie for Resurrection F? Yeah, I am. I'm a huge Frieza fan, so I'm very much looking forward to this. Would it be, and your third question, would it be cool to see Broly come back as a Super Saiyan God? I think that would be cool to see him come back, because actually, it would be cool to have like a villain Super Saiyan God. I think that would be a lot of fun to see that. Like someone use that kind of great power and just destroy everything, Alright, so thank you for those questions. Moving on now to, well, King Nazru had a bunch of crossover questions, so I'm not, let's see. I think he did have... Oh, they were all Dragon Ball Z crossover questions. Yeah, I said no Dragon Ball Z I said no crossover questions for this one, guys. When I do a second Dragon Ball Z crossover, a second Dragon Ball Z Q&A, then I'll allow crossovers, because this one I wanted to take out because, guys, it's over almost 60 questions. You know how long this Q&A is going to be imagine with crossover questions, God. Anyway, moving on now to Travis Rendon, who asks, would you like to see Raditz become a good guy or at least an anti-hero and help Goku and the Z Fighters fight Nappa and Vegeta? Would I have liked to seen that? I think it would have been cool. Didn't they do that in one of the games, like a what-if story? I think they did that in Budokai. Did they do that in one of the Budokai games, or was it Budokai Tenkaichi? I want to say one of the Budokai games, they did like an alternate take of Raditz becoming a good guy, like losing his memories, and then he became, he got his memories back, and then, got into his ship and flew right into Vegeta and Nappa's ship and blew it all up. Yep. But yeah, I think it would have been cool. But then, Raditz would have been everyone's he would have been like even cool. I think he would have gotten more love than Yamcha. Like he would have just come in and been like, "I'm better than you." I know. Anyway, second question. Who is the better couple? Goku, Chi-Chi, Vegeta, Bulma, Gohan and Videl, or 18 and Krillin? I would have to say, even though I like all of them, Vegeta and Bulma, because Vegeta and Bulma really play total opposites. I also call Vegeta Mr. Steal Your Girl. Because what did he do to poor Yamcha? No, I'm not saying poor Yamcha, he deserved it, because Yamcha's a puss. So, that's what I call Vegeta, Mr. Steal Your Girl. But when you think about it, Vegeta and Bulma's relationship is really nice. It is a really sweet thing, and it's very much like a Beauty and the Beast story when you think about it. And he really does, it takes a while, but he does care about, Bulma. Even though DBZ Abridged probably got it right of, how they ended up with Trunks. He was probably a one-night stand, and, da-da-da, Trunks. Having said that, though, he does become a great family man, and he does clearly care about Bulma. We saw in Battle of Gods, he flipped his shit when Beerus bitch-slapped Bulma. He lost his shit. And, the big sacrificing his moment, he did that mostly for, even though he said Goku and all them, he was really doing it for Trunks and Bulma. Anyway. So, Vegeta and Bulma. Probably also one of my favorite ships in anime and ships in general. I don't think I've ever talked about it, but yeah. It's like one of those ships I like, but I never talk about. Kind of like Kaiba and Ishizu from... Kaiba and Ishizu from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I ship them. Big deal, want to fight about it? Nah, I'm kidding. I do like Kaiba and Ishizu, though. That's probably my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Ship. I'm getting off topic. Anyway, so your third question is, which DBZ villain from either series or movie could you see become good, anti-hero, or flat-out good guy? I think out of all, villains who could have become good guys is probably Android 17 and Raditz. Iffy on Raditz, but I could have seen Android 17 become a good guy. 16 and 18 became good guys, so why not? Anyway, thank you for those questions, Travis. Moving on now to Matt Bennett, who asks, what is your favorite arc in Dragon Ball Z and why? I think my favorite Dragon Ball Z arc is the Frieza saga. I really dig Frieza's villains. Frieza's my favorite Dragon Ball Z villain, and seeing him just seeing how powerful this character is. A villain, mind you, that was pretty much caused everything to lead up to Dragon Ball Z in the first, to set up the Dragon Ball universe on a whole. Without him, there would be no Vegeta, Planet Vegeta, I mean, and, Goku would never have been sent to Earth if he didn't blow it up. Stuff like that. And also seeing Super Saiyan, there's always just something nice about seeing Super Saiyan, you know what I mean? You just see, not Super Saiyan 2, or 3, or 4, or how many other numbers you want to go, or even God. Just seeing Super Saiyan 1 for the first time, and seeing that battle against Frieza's 100% power is just something wonderful. You know what I mean? So yeah, Frieza, the whole Namek story on a whole, so I guess you could count that as that whole thing as the Frieza story arc. Anyway, second question, what do you think of the direction the franchise is taking with the whole God aspect? I don't know, it's going places, I'll say that much, it's going. And your third question is, who do you think is the most underrated and underrated character in the series? Overrated? Yeah, that's almost every character that can go beyond Super Saiyan 1. That's, well, not overrated, I should say just keep getting powered. Underrated. I can't really think of overrated. That's the better. I can't really think of anything overrated. Overpowered, maybe, because I've brought this. This is a major problem I've had with Dragon Ball Z in the past. Is that they just throw out power levels once we get to Super Saiyan 1. Power levels go right out the window, and it's just whatever the fuck the writers want. And don't get me wrong, comic books and other forms of media has thrown out power levels before for the sake of, ooh, let's make a fight scene cool. Know what I mean? But I will say this, underrated character Tien. Gotta be Tien. My three-eyed boy. Keeping the love for you, man. Anyway. Think of those questions, Matt. Moving on now to Wolfman the Impaler. And first question. Frieza, Cell, and Super Boo smoke pot, what happens? Huh. What is it with you and characters smoking pot, dude? You want to see characters hit the blunt? Smoke a bit of ganja? I can't do the high voice, I'm going to tear my vocal cords out. I've already tried to record this thing 6 times, so if it sounds like my voice is giving way, then there you go. Anyway, I guess they would all be like, okay, the best way I can describe it is think Dazed and Confused, but with superpowers. That's what I kind of think those 3 getting high would be like. Anyway. Or Super Bad. Yeah, that's a better one. Super Bad, but with powers. Anyway. Second question. Which of these villains would you like to see reform and become good guys? I guess I'll answer this one, because this is a specific number of characters, like, out of these characters, I guess. So I'll answer this, even though I already answered, someone already asked the question, but this one gives, like, a specific, like, which, or, like, specific people, okay. Okay, yeah, this is the second question, okay. Raditz, one of the Ginyu Force, Nappa, Cell, or Deborah? Cell had no chance, neither did Nappa. I guess out of the group, because Deborah was really the Demon King, so he's kind of inherently evil right there. I guess out of that group, I'd have to say Frieza, or maybe Jeice. Yeah, there you go, Frieza or Jeice. I mean Raditz, excuse me, Raditz or Jeice. There you go, Raditz or Jeice. Third question, who is the biggest bitch in the series? Krillin, Yamcha, Apul, the purple alien who worked for Frieza, Goldo, or Hercule? Yamcha. Because that dude totally just let everyone... Not only because he was kind of... Hercule, but Hercule, I give points to Hercule, even though, you know, he kind of sabotaged the Cell games and whatnot. The big thing I forgive Hercule for is that he befriended Majin Buu and tried to stay his hand and whatnot, and became, like, he did become a good character. He did gradually become a nice character. He became a nice guy. Not just because Videl was dating, Gohan or whatnot. Hercule, you can clearly see that Hercule wanted to be a good guy. He wanted to help, and without him, they wouldn't, Goku and Vegeta would not have been able to destroy Kid Buu. He convinced the world that he was the one that had to destroy, that was going to destroy Kid Buu. So, you gotta give credit to Hercule. Even though he took all the credit, he did feel really nice about that wanting to help all the other characters, so, yeah. I give points to Hercule, even though he didn't start out as the most gracious of characters. So I'd have to go to Yamcha, yeah, because Mr. Steal Your Girl happened and he did nothing. So, there you go. Thank you for those questions, Wolfman. Moving on now to Bryce Diaz, who asks, if you could make your own villain for DBZ, what would they be and how would you do it? I don't know, really. I'm not really good on the whole making DBZ villains, because that's the thing, like, they're so, you need to make these villains more powerful than they need to be. So, I don't know, maybe a villain that can, use the periodic table of elements? Maybe? I don't know. There you go. Second question. Do you think there they wasted wishes bringing Krillin back so many times. Yeah, they wasted wishes.